Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to react to this person today. She's basically talking about whitewashing versus blackwashing. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully. Let's get on to it.
Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share my opinions on a very controversial topic that's rampant in the art community. I see a lot of white creators having strong opinions on these topics and I want to add mine into the conversation as a black woman. We're gonna talk about whitewashing art as well as dissect the notion of quote-unquote blackwashing. You might be confused and wonder, what is this art whitewashing Dumin is talking about? Well, it's simple. It's an act of coloring an originally dark-skinned character with a significantly whiter skin tone while doing fan art of said character. For example, drawing the Disney princess Tiana, who is supposed to be a black woman with white skin, or coloring that one black girl from Pokemon, Nessa, with white skin. Now you might wonder, what is blackwashing? Well, that's the exact same thing except with a white skin character. For example, coloring Sailor Moon or Goku from Dragon Ball Z with dark skin. This is something that many artists unfortunately do, and I want you all to understand that the difference between the two is very significant. This is why I think having this conversation is very important. The reason why whitewashing is problematic and blackwashing isn't is rooted in our current society and the power imbalance that exists when it comes to representation.
Now, she has a good point. I looked in her comment section and a lot of her fans and haters were not agreeing, but I agree on her opinion because it's technically saying that, you won't find a lot of black animes in Asia, but it's technically saying this, like, if it's made in Asia, you have to make the character Asian, which I know you guys will not agree on this opinion, but this is just in my opinion. Let's continue the video.
There are no black characters in Sailor Moon or Dragon Ball Z that us black people can relate to look-wise. That's why when we create fan art of our favorite characters, we sometimes want to make them look like us. It's simply because we don't have that representation in the first place, so we have to create it ourselves.
Okay, she does make a good point here. When I looked in her comment sections, she said if the anime is from Japan, I think the character also has to be Japanese, but I don't really understand. Does it really have to be Japanese? That's just my problem. And this is in my opinion. You guys have all different opinions and I respect that. But I can't. Let's continue on with the video. Sorry guys for talking so much.
Understand that when it comes to anime, for example, there will always be little to no representation of black people. Seeing that they are created in Japan, which is a very homogeneous country, it's understandable that they might not include many dark-skinned characters. However, when we look at mainstream media and the animations we get from there, you will quickly realize that there is still a huge imbalance in representation. Look no further than Disney or Pixar. Out of the slew of white princess movies we have, there is only one black princess and a couple of POC princesses. Majority is still white. That's why a lot of the times we either have to just deal with it or take matters into our own hands and draw our favorite characters to look like us. Doing this doesn't hurt anyone and it's usually done to create inclusivity and even inspire black people to cosplay their favorite characters despite of their skin color. However,
okay, so I was watching Pointless and a comment said that blackwashing is racist. Blackwashing isn't racist. It's just making the character that is white looking like ourselves. Because we don't have much of black representation. Sorry for the mistake. You guys can correct me if you want. We don't have much of that. So we have to create it on our own if you guys do not understand. It's not racist. We're trying, you guys have many white and Asian characters. Well, we have to make it ourselves. That's why we do blackwashing. It's not really meant to hurt anyone else, and we don't really want to hurt anyone else. That's just what we do.
When it comes to whitewashing, what purpose does it serve to color that one black character in an ocean of white-skinned characters as white skin? It doesn't make sense. If you wanted to draw a white-skinned character, you literally have thousands upon thousands to choose from. So why choose to draw the only black character in a show as white-skinned? There is no lack in representation when it comes to white-skinned characters, but there obviously is when it comes to black-skinned characters. That's literally the differentiating factor. So if you ever wondered why the black community gets up in arms when the only representation they have is being watered down to look like the majority, now you know why. Some people say that it's hypocritical to be against whitewashing but allow blackwashing, and to that I say, I think you're missing the point. You have to understand that with the context of our world,
as she is going to say later in the video, she does say that white people and Asian people, you know, like those characters who are white and Asian in anime, which there's not a lot of white characters in anime, we're just talking about TV shows. They get lots of representation, but black people don't. That's what they don't understand. That's what you guys do not understand. We don't get that much of that. So we draw our own characters because y'all get lots of it. Well, we have to draw it on our own.
and the current society we live in, they in fact are very different. There's plenty of representation for white-skinned individuals, so they don't have the need to be represented. Hence why it's questionable when some go out of their way to color the few black characters we do have with white skin. When it comes to black-skinned individuals,
And later again, what she's going to say in the video, white people actually choose to literally whitewash black characters. Like, you have all these other white people. No, I mean like Asian. Sorry if I offend you guys. Y'all can correct me. You have all those people to draw, but they literally choose to whitewash our black characters. Seriously. That is really not funny. That's messed up. That's very messed up. Y'all be saying blackwashing is racist. We're literally not, it's not being racist. Let's just get on to the video.
though, the situation is completely different. There's little to no representation for us, especially in anime, which is why we feel the need to create it ourselves. I hope that makes sense and brings some perspective into this conversation. Now that we have that out of the way, let's tackle this topic in context of an actual event that took place. There was an uproar a while back when a black Pokemon character called Nessa was introduced. She was immediately embraced by the art community, and artists from every background ran to draw fan art of her.
And as she says, she's going to say later in the video, Nessa was introduced. Sorry guys, I'm just mispronouncing words. Nessa was introduced to people and artists, and they chose to whitewash her and literally make her so dark and call her gorilla and monkey. That is very disgusting to me. That is very racist. You had all those other characters to choose, but Nessa? Really? It's not funny, guys.
Many non-black artists colored her paler and lighter skinned than what she actually is, and a shit show ensued. Many from the black community got upset and asked the artists to correct themselves and draw Nessa darker. This opened the door for full-fledged racism, and some started to draw Nessa as a black caricature or a gorilla just to make fun of the outrage and hurt that some black people felt. Many YouTubers proceeded to cover this topic in a very one-sided way and dismissed the criticism that the black community put forth, saying that whitewashing isn't an actual thing and that people are mad for no reason. They completely ignored the blatant racism that some artists indulged in. This is why I'm talking about it right now. The black people in the comments were well within their rights to give criticism when they saw the little representation that we do get being washed away. It's a valid reason to be concerned or upset. I do think that some did go a bit too far and were too hostile to some artists when all they needed to do was to give criticism and move on. But the total dismissal of our concerns and the harassment that followed after was uncalled for. The blatant ignoring of our valid concerns and the deflection of the conversation to quote-unquote blackwashing was painful to watch. Regardless of anything though, I do hope that every artist keeps in mind that when drawing a darker skinned character, they should do it properly. Otherwise, there will be the possibility
Also, you also have to keep in mind, guys, that blackwashing is not is good. It's just that white people make it seem like blackwashing and whitewashing is the same thing. No, it's not. We're literally just drawing them as us because we get little to no representation, and that's reality of our world. I understand there's little to no black anime, but guys, really? Are you comparing whitewashing to blackwashing? It's just common sense. It's racism. You're literally blackwashing a character. You can choose out of a whole list of white.
Of people misunderstanding your intentions and thinking you're lightening that character's skin because of a bias you might have for whiter skin. It's not a reach to assume that, considering how anti-black our society unfortunately is. I wanted to add that as an artist, I do understand color theory and how skin can look lighter in some settings. I also understand that not everybody that's accused of whitewashing art deserves it, but you also have to be mindful that these concerns are coming from a place of worry. There was somebody that said that they prefer to color lighter skin, and to that I say, go ahead and do it. But if you choose to draw a dark-skinned character, then draw them as they are. If not, then feel free to choose from the million other white characters and draw one of them. That's a luxury for you that many don't have. For those comparing gender swapping to blackwashing and whitewashing, you're wrong. You can't compare the two since there isn't any representation issues with female/male characters. My take from this whole mess is that this so-called blackwashing does not exist. People are just creating inclusivity and representation, and that's rubbing some people the wrong way. It can't be compared to whitewashing because of the reasons I gave you previously. And let's be real, the underlying issue that nobody's mentioning here, the biggest elephant in the room, is the extremely blatant racism in the art community. People are using their preference as an excuse for whitewashing and upholding their Eurocentric standards of beauty. Instead of having this make-believe conversation of blackwashing, let's focus on the real questions on why people have the urge to color dark skin whiter. Maybe colorism has something to do with that, I don't know, but we honestly have to question ourselves and look deep within ourselves. Why do we want to color these dark characters whiter? Why? Does it look better? If it does, why? Is it because I don't know how to draw them? It's easy to learn. There's so many tutorials that you can learn from. Anyways, I already know that this is a very unpopular opinion to have in the art and anime community, but since it's my opinion, I'll share it like everyone else. So let's have a respectful conversation in the comments. Tell me what you think of all of this, and this doesn't have to be like an argument. I'm just sharing my opinion. Yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to read the comments. Bye bye.
In my opinion, she is very right. Like, people have a different okay, I'm just gonna say people have different choices to choose from. They just choose to whitewash our black characters. It's seriously not funny, guys. We get little to no representation, guys. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just mispronouncing words for some reason. I do not know. It's basically saying you have no white characters, then you go over to the black side and you whitewash that side for more characters. You guys have more white and Asian characters than us. I'm not trying to sound racist here. Cause if you see in how many kids TV shows do you actually see that are white and Asian than black? How many kid TV shows do you see that the main character is black? Yes, there are some on Netflix and other shows, but most of them, like Lincoln Loudhouse, they're white. His best friend is black, and I understand the representation of the Loudhouse, but I would recommend Cartoon Network because Cartoon Network actually understands our painful art community. They think that blackwashing is bad, when whitewashing is awfully badder than blackwashing. Let me show you some screenshots here are they? You see, they're basically going against her and saying that blackwashing is bad. They're saying that if I beat up a white person for not being black, that's racist. It's basically saying blackwashing is racist. I'm just like, okay, first of all, what black person would beat up a white person for being white? I don't even know how. That's just full-on racism. Then they're just saying that, like, it's really not funny, guys. We get a lot of white characters than white and Asian characters than black. I mean, like, we have to draw them themselves. White representation does not matter right now. It's black because we barely have characters that are black. So we have to draw them ourselves. And now people are mad in the art community for drawing them black. Well, it's really not our fault. You guys have different varieties to choose from, to white to Asian. Well, we only have a little of characters to choose from. And according to Google, I think there's only like 5.6% of black characters. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment sections. But anyways, she is technically right. And I don't care what opinion you put in that comment section, because they may be wrong, but some people will also agree with it. But if you guys make something disrespectful, I will delete it. Because y'all don't understand that there is more representation of white people than black people. So white and Asian do not matter anymore. It's black. I understand that it's Japan and China and they have restrictions that they can't draw black people. But then again, Japan, there are some animes that are black and they're also made in Japan. So I don't get the point where you guys are trying to say blackwashing is racist. You're basically saying whitewashing is okay and blackwashing is racist just because we draw them as us, black. It's really not how it works. These people need some common sense knocked into their head. I hope you guys liked my video. Make sure to subscribe, and I don't care what opinion you put in there. Your opinion, I'll agree, I'll disagree. No one really cares. But bye, I will see you next time in the next video.